Guys want to know what I'm playing with tonight? Gee, can you guess? It's late in the evening and I should be inside sleeping, but what fun is that when there's so many other cool things to do? What am I doing tonight? Tonight I'm concentrating on the lathe. I've been working on some of the instruments that accompany this lathe and make my machining work just a little more lovely. Just more lovely. What's the first thing I'm playing with? The first thing I'm playing with is this little guy right here. Let me see if I can get you a little closer. Is this little guy right here. This measures the revolutions per minute of a rotating device. In this case, I'm using it to measure the RPM of the face of this chuck, this three-jaw chuck, or how fast the lathe is spinning. You simply take this end here, which is conveniently cut into a 3-beveled point. It sticks right into the end of the loosely closed jaws there, and you count. You set the timer on your phone for 60 seconds, or if you're like me, you set it for 30 seconds and then just multiply your answer by 2 to get your revolutions per minute. Initially, I wasn't quite sure what this thing was. I've told you before, I'm not a trained machinist by any way, shape, or form. I just play one on the YouTube TV. But this shaft here was completely stuck. It had so much just dirt and crap stuck in there. I took it all apart, and there's the oiling hole. Cleaned the oiling hole. Got everything working nice and free. Let me set this to 0 and set my phone to a 30-second timer, and let's just see how fast this this machine spins. I've got it on the middle pulley. I'm going to try it on the middle pulley just for fun. I'm going to show you how this guy works. And if you're a trained machinist, you're going to look at this and go, yeah, I know. We learned this in Shop 101. Well, I didn't get Shop 101. I got dressmaking in high school. I'm just saying. Okay, that's pretty good. You guys can see that. All right, let me start the machine. 30 seconds on the clock. I am going to fast forward this. You guys don't need to sit here and watch 30 seconds of nothing. So this dial went around clockwise, so we're going to use the outer numbers. It went around one full time plus an additional 47 revolutions. So we went 147 RPMs in 30 seconds. That makes that 294 RPM. It's actually kind of slow. I thought it'd be faster than that. Sure looks faster. But what do I know? So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool instrument. And that came with the machine, like I said. So that has very little to no sentimental value. But let me show you something which I think is just awesome. Hold on. So here's something that I think is really, really cool. That's 2 reallys. This is an indicator that was in my grandfather's toolbox that wasn't working. I had to take it all apart and clean it up. It was completely just jammed full of dirt. Years of dirt. My grandfather passed away in 1986. He had been retired for a while. I don't know, at least 20 years before he passed away. So this thing could easily have been sitting in the box for the last 50 years without being used. And what it does is it measures if your chucked up piece is center, and it'll do 5 thousandths in either direction, and it's pretty cool. It can do either inside. This would go like for the inside of a pipe. This is what you'd put on the outside of your device. Whatever you got chucked up in there, and it'll measure. That did not move before. The patent date on this is 1906, out of Nyack, New York. Patent July 7th, 1906. It's pretty freaking cool. All right, let me slide this bad boy in and show you what we're dealing with. So that's how the indicator looks when it's chucked up in your tool holder. This one's real easy to find center because this is some kind of pilot tool. Probably a clutch alignment tool or something at one point in time. So I'm going to bring the camera on the other side and you can see how easy it is to find center in this particular case. So that's it right there. You want to make sure that that indicator rod is at the center of your chucked up piece. Like I said before, in this case it was easy because this already had a center hole drilled through it. And then I'm going to show you how it works. So what conversation would be complete, what video would be complete without talking a little bit about lubrication? This is an old shampoo bottle that I use It's got a nice little applicator tip that has cutting fluid in it. And then this is an old oil can. This is really, really cool. I think it's really cool. I love old vintage stuff. And yeah, it's got about a quart of a nice light grade machine oil in there right now. And I'm using it to, this one I use to oil the bed and the oiling holes. Are you can see that? Yeah, I guess you can. Like in here, these little guys here. It makes it so much easier to drop a couple little in oil. Keeps everything nice and happy. I've had this one around forever. This was my grandfather's as well. And I just think it's slick. I think it's slick. So there you go. That's just me messing around with some tools. Thanks for watching. Gotta run. See ya!